In your article, you were talking about the critical view of the UN in former Yugoslavia, based on the experience that they had in the early 90s. Do you think that the Ukraine war, at least the last few years, have shifted perspectives about what the UN system represents?
The kind of dysfunction that was maybe first, say, revealed to the world during the 1990s has just become much, much more apparent and worse since then in Ukraine. I think that the the former Yugoslavia, people from across the region have a very sort of cynical view of the international community because some of the worst atrocities of that conflict took place under the watchful eye of the international community, whether that was the UN or NATO. And I think that in Ukraine, we've seen absolutely a continuation of that. It's even worse. I think that one thing that's missing from a lot of Western media coverage is the size and variation of Ukraine. It's a very, not just in like in people's attitudes about the conflict, although that plays into it, but also an identity. I think that we sort of get what tends to happen with a lot of Western media coverage, not just in Ukraine, but in the world in general, is that we sort of see a flattering image of ourselves reflected back to us. And it's not always like that. I think in order for, say, Western countries and publics to support Ukraine and the war effort, there's a sort of, at least the thinking has been, we need to sort of show Ukraine how, or show the world, show the West how sort of pro-Western Ukraine is. So how much like us they are.